Hey everybody, Rob Campbell, the mortgage broker. There is not a week or month that goes by that I don't get somebody inquiring about help with their self-employed income, whether it's they're trying to qualify for a mortgage, or they have a mortgage that's come up for renewal and they're having some troubles qualifying for that renewal or even a refinance. And since the beginning of the year, or to kick off this new year, I wanted to put out a little video about just some five easy tips on how to kickstart your newly self-employed life. And this is something that can be beneficial to somebody who's been in the self-employed world for many years. As it just happens, I've been self-employed now for 10 years. That's pretty crazy. Had a previous career in automation and robotics, and decided to jump into mortgage financing and becoming a broker 10 years ago. So some of these tips seem really basic, but excuse me, it really helps to refresh and retrain your brain every year with your business planning and helping you generate more income. So these slides that we're going to be showing are really basic. It's the document's titled "So You Want to Become Self-Employed: 5 Easy Tips to Help You Start Off Right Without the Stress and Pain of Learning the Hard Way," like some of us have. So some of us have learned the hard way, and hopefully these tips will help you not learn the hard way. So easy tip number 1 would be working hard every day. You're only putting in so much effort. I put in 30% effort here just as a joke, but it's probably pretty true. You're only putting in about 30% effort, even when you're thinking that you're really pushing hard. Focus and work hard. I got to tell you, many, many years I thought I was putting in a really good effort. I thought I was doing a lot of focused work to get me to the next stage, or the next month, or the next quarter, and whatnot. And it turns out, looking back, I was making myself busy, but I wasn't actually busy. And that goes back to you going at the end of the day saying, man, I had a really good day today, got a lot accomplished. And the fact of the matter is, most of us don't get that much accomplished in a day. We like to think that we do, and we like to lie to ourselves that we do to make us feel good, but we don't actually get that much done in a day. So what could help you with tracking your efforts every single day is a simple little table like this. So on the left-hand side, you see all the morning hours, depending on what time you want to wake up and start your day. And on the right-hand side is the afternoon and evening hours. And this is going to help you actually track your day. What you want to do is you want to start off your day with, having this sheet in front of you. And you can actually go ahead and print this sheet if you wanted to help you out. But the basis, the nuts and bolts behind a form like this would be to actually track what you do every day. So at the top of the hour, from 5:30 a.m. to from 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., you want to write down what you actually did. Okay, so it's a trailing record keeping. So at 5:30, you're going to write down what you just did for the last half hour. At 6 a.m., you're going to write it down. So I've got those cells split off there, so you can divvy it up between half an hour if you want. You don't have to take this, but if you want to print this off, it's really easy to use. It's a really basic way of tracking what you do. If you do this for a week or 2 weeks or a month, you're going to quickly realize, not even by the end of the month or the end of the week, by the end of the day, you're going to realize, man, I made like 13 coffees today. I went for a walk. I watched a little bit of Netflix at lunch while I was eating, and that turned into 2 hours of Netflix or YouTube. And again, I'm speaking from experience, right? I'm not trying to call you out on this stuff, but tracking your day will be beneficial for you to understand how you need to focus and stay focused. Okay. Easy tip number 2. Write down your daily to-do list and get them all scratched off before you call it a day. The top 3 most important things to do, and do them. So you got to write them down, write what those top 3 things are that you got to nail today. You got to kill those things today before you call it a day. Okay? You don't get to go home or relax if you work from home. You don't get to relax until this list is done. So again, on the next slide, I've created a really basic to-do list. Okay, this is super basic. You print this off. At the top, you write today is Wednesday, January 15th. Actually, I've got it written here. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of January, 2020, or whatever the date might be. Your top 3 tasks today are what? What are those top 3 tasks? Brian Tracy says, eat the frog. Eat the frog is doing the yucky thing that you don't want to do today, but you know you got to get done and you keep pushing it off. That's calling on a new prospect. It's taking educational testing to get you to that next level. Whatever that thing is that you've just been kicking off, you got to put it on the list and you got to get it done. And those boxes there are to help you check those off through the day. Your day is not complete until you get those top 3 things done every single day. And then tomorrow you start a new list. Okay? Easy tip number 3, every dollar that comes in, put aside 30 cents for taxes. The death of the sole proprietor is usually tax arrears because nobody tells you the CRA is waiting for you come next summer. So as a sole proprietor, the average self-employed person is a sole proprietor. So you make a gross income and then you write down your income with all your expenses. And then maybe at the end of the year, you've got a $15,000 income to claim. That's all well and fine until you have a real breakout year. So you go from, whether it's selling Guelph Storm hats, which is probably illegal because they have to do that on their own, but whether you're selling glasses or you're selling cell phones or you're selling keyboards, whatever it is you're selling, okay? Your first year might be a little rocky, but then maybe that second year you really take off. You just skyrocket with your sales and life is amazing. You're making lots of money. That's the time that you're going to get caught. That's the time you're going to get caught with tax arrears the following year when you go to file your taxes. And we see this in mortgage financing from self-employed people. They make a lot of money, but they neglect to put the money aside because they need every last dollar to pay off their living expenses or whatnot. So if you take 30 cents out of every dollar and put it away, even if it's 20 cents for the dollar, put it away, pay it forward. Every dollar that comes in from a sale, put aside 30% right away. And what can you do with that? Well, if you just do a quick Google search, because these are slides, I can't put a link in there for you to click, but if you just go into Google and type in CRA paying your installments, you'll see the link for Canada.ca. That's the government website, the CRA website, and that will allow you to make installments as you go. So in the current year that you're making money, you can actually pay that money now and get rid of it out of your account and pay it forward so that next year when you file your taxes, there's already a surplus of tax money in your CRA account for your taxes owed. So it's not like you got to hold on to it and put it in a little bank account and let it accrue interest. Chances are you're going to dip into it and use it. So the interest you're going to make in a bank checking account or a savings account is going to be peanuts compared to the interest you're going to pay next year if you owe taxes. So that's my advice on that. Pay your taxes forward and then there's no surprise bill next year. Easy tip number 4. Don't stay up until 2 a.m. thinking that you're crushing it. You got to go to bed early and you got to get up early and then you got to crush it. This is something I really fell for in the early part of my career, thinking I'm staying up late, I'm marketing and I'm doing whatever. And then by midnight or 1 a.m., you feel like garbage. You can't think. You're no longer being effective. Your brain needs rest, okay? We all know this guy, Gary V, aka Gary Vaynerchuk. He is a big preacher of the hustle mentality of always be working, go to your job from 9 to 5, come home, have dinner, kiss the dog, and then, or kiss your family goodnight, and then go to town on your true passion from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Okay, that may work if you have a good physical regime, you're eating healthy, and you're getting enough rest in between, maybe some power naps. But generally speaking, you're not going to be effective at night as a night owl. You need to go to sleep, and you need to get up super early and then crush it when nobody else is around to distract you. Okay? And easy tip number 5, separate business from family time. When you go home, go home. Don't check your phone at 6 or 7 p.m., turn it off and be present. Texts and emails can wait until 6 a.m. the next morning. This is something that ties in with your family life. If you have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, a spouse, if you have kids at home, You need to give them your attention. So often we go home and we're constantly, oh yeah, okay, checking our phones and checking up on emails and everything. The fact of the matter is, you're not going to be efficient with replying to those emails at night because you're exhausted from the day, but also your family deserves your time. They went to work as well, or they went to school, and now it's home time and it's time to connect. And I'm guilty of this too. And I always have to remind myself, 10 years into being self-employed, you got to remind yourself, stay focused at work, stay focused at home, dedicate your family time to your family. Hey, if you thought this was useful, please give it a thumbs up here. And if you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe and the notification bell, and you'll get notified when we produce more content. If you want a copy of these slides, I'll try to figure out a way to link them up in the description below. And I really hope that this has made some benefit for you, and I hope you absolutely crush it in 2020. And all the best to you. Bye-bye.